Do you think what's happened over the past 12 months has sort of equipped you even better to do this job on a second term?
See, I've been in politics a long time. I've been a Greater Manchester MP for 17 years before becoming mayor. And I suppose what I've learned over the years is I know how to stand my ground now, and I know how to get my voice heard. And it takes a time, because when I was a younger MP, I didn't really understand those things, but now I do. I've watched other politicians. I've seen how others do it. I now know how that system works down there. I know the games that they play. Nobody can sort of, pull the wool because I know how they work. And so I'm in a position where I can be a strong voice. And yes, I think I can go on and do more, to be honest, because I've got the confidence of having done this role now for 4 years. And I'm really clear, I left Westminster because I was sick of it. I was sick of the way they treated the North down there. Even my own party at times, too London-centric. So it's a criticism I make of all of them. And in some ways, when I left that, I left party politics
behind.
And I'm in it because of what this place deserves in terms of the treatment it deserves. And that is what I find it quite liberating, to be honest, having left that world behind. And I'm just calling it. And I don't play politics with issues. If the government do it right, I'll say so. But when they don't, I'll say so as loudly as I possibly can.
I think over the last couple of years, I think a lot of people will agree with me that we've all lost faith in politicians. The Brexit crisis, then the way the pandemic was managed. And I feel like, do we even believe politicians when they speak anymore? We all know they speak in sound bites. The veil of that mystery of that's gone. We know they never answer a direct question anymore. We know that they skillfully work the way around answering anything. And I feel as a people in Britain, we've just lost faith in politicians. How do you think that could, or can that faith ever be restored in politicians, do you think?
I think you were going to ask me that, how could that have happened? And I'll give you one explanation. Westminster makes a fraud out of the people who go there. Because,
what do you mean by that?
Because when people have to toe the party line and vote according to the whip, it makes them sometimes say things that they don't 100% believe because it's the line, this is what the party line is. Or it makes them vote in ways that might go against some of their principles.
Is that not anti-democratic in a way?
It's the way our system works. And I kind of realised myself, if I carried on just sort of living in that sort of Westminster world, I don't know where I would have ended up by the time I think so many people end up with their political careers feeling a bit burnt by it because of that reason, because they can't be themselves. And I think because of that, and I think because of maybe the tendency of modern politicians to speak in sound bites, to speak in riddles, it ends up that people are a bit like, what's this? What are they all about, these people? I don't get it. What are they? And so I understand exactly what you're saying, and I felt it myself. Bear in mind, I was in there for 16 years as the MP for Leigh. And I felt myself the kind of gap between.
You were Shadow Home Secretary, right?
Shadow Health. I was Health Secretary. I was a minister in the Blair government and in the Brown government. So I consider myself really, really privileged. But I mentioned Hillsborough at the start of this interview. I mean, this is how life is strange at times. I was the minister who went to Anfield on the 20th anniversary of the Hillsborough disaster. And when I stepped forward to speak to the COP, I can only tell you that I knew I was stepping forward to almost like the kind of edge of a cliff between the government I was in and the people. I knew how they had
big the divide
no
was.
faith on that particular issue and on others as well. So in some ways, I was like, the whole conflict about politics was kind of embodied in me, really. The individual me would have been shouting at the government like they were. But I was meant to be the professional politician, and in some ways that conflict, that I was kind of in the middle of that conflict. I feel like in
October it kind of came to that point now where I think a lot of people in Greater Manchester would agree that, which is I think how you've got your new nickname, is that we felt like you were one of us. And I think we've not really, I think the reason why there was so much attention from the news and on social media, because it felt for the first time we've got a politician as such who is actually acting as one of the people. And I think that was the first time certainly that I've seen that in recent times. I feel very disenfranchised by politics over the years. And I think that was quite a refreshing moment for all of us.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, obviously. But I think politics has got to get back to true representation, you know, and not pulling your punches sometimes. You know, if something's wrong, say it's wrong. Yeah. Say it clearly. Root it in the reality of people's lives. And I think the mayoral role allows you to do that because in many ways you're elected as an individual more than as a party, if you like. And I think that's why devolution of power, taking power out of Westminster and creating more
local power.